Well, and now here we can see uh, everything's okay. Yes, everything is okay. Okay. Now here everything is okay, and now I would like to say something. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you all? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Sincerity Sada, and welcome to you my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi title, Afghan Jelebi Michael Sincerity Sada. And according with title, you are right. We are talking to roast Divya G Tandon. Okay. Well, she is an YouTuber, and we have some several points about her. Well, and now here in the second part of the titles, you want to say yes, you are right. Uh, we are talking about that what was the cause that now Americans hate Indians and the Western countries are hating Indians and supporting the Pakistans. Well, and here there is one of the reason provider that is Divya G Tandon. Well, now here we are now in the points we would like to talk about what is Divya G Tandon's professions and biography, and now what is the contents she provides. Okay, so here we can see. Now here let's get started. Okay. Well, here it is the points are. Now let's see who is Divya G Tandon. Well, according with her Wikita, she born in June 5, 2002. Her age is 23. Okay. Now, according with her, she is an Indian entrepreneur and the media personality. And she continues has contribution in technology and social welfare. Now let's see what is her technological points. Well, now let's see what about her life. Well, she completed the diploma in computer science and engineering in the Prince Institute of Innovative Technologies. Okay, and now here is it is the points. Now let's see what is well. I have forgot. Now let's see what is her current contents. Here I would tell upon this. Well, now let's see. Let's check it.
हमारे देश में टैलेंट की कोई कमी नहीं है। एक आदमी ने घर में बैठे बैठे एक ऐसी बाइक तैयार कर दी जो कि 1 लीटर तेल में 176 किलोमीटर तक चल सकती है। मतलब तुम सोचो।
Okay. Here she said that Divya G Tandon said that in India there is no shortage of talented persons. A man developed a bike who can operate it in to travel 176 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. And okay, now here now let's watch about her on her opinions.
सारा विवाद ही खत्म हो गया। जिस व्यक्ति ने इस बाइक को बनाया उनका नाम है शैलेंद्र सिंह गोयल।
Well, now we have known who is the person, talented man according with Divya G Tandon, that is Cylinder Singh Gore. Well,
ये प्रयागराज के रहने वाले हैं और इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी के एलुमनाई भी हैं। अगर आपको ये
Cylinder Singh Kaur is alumni of Allahabad University and living in Prayagraj.
छोटी सी चीज लग रही
That means the Cylinder Singh Kaur is Uttar Pradeshians.
है ना, तो ये ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री की सबसे बड़ा क्रांतिकारी बदलाव है और ये कुछ महीनों का काम नहीं है, बल्कि 20 साल से शैलेंद्र जी तपस्या कर रहे थे और अब जाकर उनकी तपस्या सफल हुई।
Okay. Here, she is saying that, well, Mr. Cylinder is practicing it in the project for the 20 years, and now the project has been complete. Now let's see.
ने अपने शुरुआती दिनों में बहुत सारी कंपनीज को, बहुत सारे सरकारी दफ्तरों में अपना प्रपोजल दिया कि हम ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं, बट सबने इन्हें नकार दिया।
Well, Cylinder Singh Kaur said claims on several industries and several governmental persons that we can develop a bike who can run 176 kilometer in 1 liter of petrol. But every industries and rejected them.
2007 का समय था जब शैलेंद्र जी टाटा मोटर्स में काम करते थे। उन्होंने उसी समय आईआईटी बीएचयू के एक्सपेरिमेंट लैब में इस बाइक को बनाना शुरू किया था।
Okay. Cylinder, Mr. Cylinder, she said that Mr. Cylinder worked on the project in when he was working in Tata Motors industry in 2007.
और अभी भारत सरकार से उन्हें इस बाइक के लिए 2 पेटेंट मिल चुके हैं।
Well, now she says that now in this project, because of this project, Cylinder Singh Kaur got 2 patents from the governments.
बट मैं जानती हूँ कि बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी शैलेंद्र जी को टिकने नहीं देंगी, बट अगर ये बाइक मार्केट में आ जाती है ना, तो इसकी वजह से एक बहुत ही बड़ा बदलाव आ जाएगा। क्या आपको शैलेंद्र जी के बारे में
Yes, baby, you are right. Well, here we can say just for 2 minutes. In these points, I am partially agree with Divya G Tandon that because of this project of the bike where the mileage is 176 kilometer per 1 liter of petrol can provide the revolutionary accordance with Divya G Tandon. And I agree with Divya G Tandon that because of the project, cylinders, the giant industries of India would not let Mr. Cylinder to survive. Here I would agree. And now let's see what is the reason that I partially agree with her points. Okay. Just for 2 minutes. Here. Okay. Well. Here we got it. What is that? Divya G Tandon. Here, full name of that I have written, but perhaps it would be like some abusive. Well, Divya G and Tandon support Talentus India as Allahabad College alumni students. Now let's see what's happened. Cylinder Singh Kaur developed a bike can run 176 km in 1 liter of petrol. But let's see what is reality. Well, reality is that for the weight of the bike is 326 kilograms. Here we can say times is varies of square root. Well, distance of 176 kilometer divided by 1 liters. Oh, this would be square. I have forgotten to written. Okay. Now, now here we have said we have checked some points. Here we can say, well, 176. Here, here as we know the signs, we can let you know the points. And I'm going. Well, and I'm going to tell you what is on the accordance with the signs. Well, just for 10 seconds. Well, here is the points. What is reality? The weight of bike is 326 kilograms. Hence, here half of weight of bike is 163 kilograms. Now here distance is 176 kilometers and the capability is 98%. Now we know that capability eta is equal to half m multiplied by distance square. Well, enter divided by weight of petrol bracket of weight of petrol multiplied by specific heat of petrol multiplied by temperature multiplied by time square. And here we can say what is the meaning of that. That is time square is equal to half of m weight of the bike multiplied by distance square into divided by eta multiplied by the weight of petrol multiplied by specific heat of petrol multiplied by T. Okay. Now here we know that what is the why I do not written raw multiplied by volume. Well, because here we know that volume is 1 liter, and here we know for that the weight would be 0.7778 kilograms. Okay. Now here we can see for 176 kilometers, here time would be 72 hours. Here the velocity would be 2.45 kilometer per hour. Okay. Well, accordance with Divya G Tandon, this bike project by Cylinder Singh Kaur would be revolutionary for our Indian vehicle system, and we agree with that because here the revolutionary would be that now we can get regularly 1 month traffic jam in Mumbai city and in Indore city and in the city of Bangalore and in the city of Chennai and in the city of Hyderabad and in the city of Visakhapatnam. Well, we can get regularly one month traffic jam as a regular. Okay. Now here previously I have in 10 minutes, 2 minutes later earlier we were checking that here we got a revolutionary girls YouTube community recognize our Divya G Tandon as a tech girl. But now we can see what is reality between about Divya G Tandon as a tech girl. Even the Divya G Tandon could not know that. Here what's happening on the art. Okay. Now let me clearly have your opinion. So it would not be my opinion. It would be a generic opinions. Well, accordance with the science, I mean accordance with the mechanical engineering physics. Well, it is possible that we can travel 216,000 kilometers in 1 liter. We can do it. But here, what would be the problem? We can see the face. Well. Okay. Well, now let's see. Well, here we can just 12 seconds. Wait, please. Well, dear Habibis, here we see that times very less here. Square root of distance square divided by liters. Okay. Here distance is 176 kilometer and petrol oil is 1 liter. Hence the travel time is 27 minutes. 2 hours 27 minutes. Here we can say as our points. Well, okay, now here I can write some mistakes. Here I can slot it. Okay, 72 divided by 176. Okay. Here we can see. For one, we have to travel 1 kilometer in 24 minutes. Well, that means this revolutionary is so stupidly revolutionary for me that I can tell you some points. Okay. Well, 72 hours time. So, okay. Here 176 kilometers. Well, my timing is 72 hours. Okay. Now here, in real life, I am living in an independent country where the official language is Bengali and the capital city of the country. Well, now here is the point that my paternal grandfather house is say we can see 6 times of the mentioned distance. That means here 176 multiplied by 2. Well, 176 multiplied by 2 is 352. Multiplied by 2 is 740. Yeah. Actually, my paternal grandfather's house is where 704 kilometers. Okay. Well, here. Well, now here we can say paternal 702 kilometers is the distance between me and my paternal grandfather's house. And my maternal grandfather's house is also 702 kilometers from me. Okay. And now, in the terms, timing is accordance with the revolutionary Divya G Tandon's, Divya G Tandon's revolutionary talented man, Cylinder Singh God. Here you can say that, here is, I have to travel, what would be my travel time? Okay. 72 multiplied by 4. That means 288. I have to travel 288 hours to visit my paternal house, grandfather house, or the maternal grandfather house. Okay. And here that is problems. Well, now here you can see that 176 for 100 when Cylinder Singh God are working on the project for here. In 1 liter petrol we can travel 176 kilometers. That means here as a point in one to travel 1 kilometers we have to travel 24 minutes. Well, and here let me say frequently. Well, I can travel 1 kilometer in 15 minutes. I can travel 2 kilometers in 30 minutes. I can travel here I can travel 4 kilometers in 1 hour. But here, accordance with Divya G Tandon's revolutionary Cylinder Singh God, the Indian man, the revolutionary would be that we have to travel 1 kilometer with a bike, where travel time would be 24 minutes. Now, as a Bangladeshi or as a Pakistani man can travel 1 kilometer in 5 minutes. A Bangladeshi man can travel 1 kilometer in 11 minutes. As accordance with me, I can travel 1 kilometer in 15 minutes. As an Englander or as an American, American man can travel 1 kilometer in 5 minutes, while the American man is only walking with food like Divya G Tandon, that is an Indian man, can travel 1 kilometer with bike, where travel time would be 24 minutes. Okay. Now let me have some frankly. Okay. Let me tell you frankly, and the frank point is, well, even Pakistani car velocity. Now let's say what is Pakistani car velocity? Uh, 8 km per hour. Now here we can say, well, as Pakistani car velocity, a Pakistani car can travel, well, 26, well, a Pakistani car can travel 60 km per hour as a normal way. A Pakistani car can travel, well, 45 km per hour if the car is heavy, as a SUV car like a Hummer, like a Scorpio, a luxury SUV car, etc. Well, still a Pakistani car can travel 45 km per hour. It is the point, and we have to appreciate it. But as a point, well, now let's see. When a heavy Pakistani car can contain a velocity of 45 km per hour, that means the Pakistani heavy car, I mean SUV car, can travel 180 km in 4 hours. On the other hand, well, Divya G Tandon's revolutionary man, Cylinder Singh Court, want to entry his project to Tata Motor Company, where his project is, well, the mileage of 176 km in 1 liter petrol. What is the meaning? The meaning is that, well, here we can say, well, what is the meaning? The meaning is that Cylinder Singh Court introduced a bike as a Tata Motors bike, where the bike can run 176 km in 72 hours. That means the velocity would be 2.45 km per hour. Well, now point to be noted, my lord. Here, 76 here a Indian Tata motor bike would would contain a velocity of 2.43 kilometers. 2.45 kilometer per hour as a velocity. Then the problem, well, now let's see why we Indians troll Pakistani. Because Pakistani economy is in the base of the debt of International Monetary Fund. That means IMF. But now Cylinder Singh Court want to introduce a bike with a velocity of 2.45 km per hour as the Tata motorbike. Well, but now here as opinion of any science students, I mean the physics students, well, even Pakistan, even economical uncomfortable Pakistani brand would not accept the motor technology of the mileage of 176 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. Well, accepting the technology of the mileage of 176 kilometers in 1 liter petrol is actually the shameful circumstance for the Pakistani car manufacturer companies. And now the Cylinder Singh Court want to introduce the technology as Indian motor giant brand technology, and this is so embracing and so shameful for us that we cannot tell properly. Okay. And well, now I am feeling some doubt that if Divya G Tandon complete any scientific stream in her study life, I am feeling a doubtful. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that Divya G Tandon supports an Indian man as an Indian revolutionary man, where the Indian man's revolutionary was a motorbike with a velocity of 2.5 kilometer per hour. Well, as we can see, the weight of bike I have chosen is 326 kilograms. Here, well, as 1 liter points, where the distance is 76 kilometers, here time is 72 hours. Okay. But now, what if I choose bus where the mileage would be 176 kilometers in 1 liter? Let's see. Okay, here, well, just for a moment, well, let me say some cast uh, on device just for 2 minutes. Well, okay, here our weight of bus would be, well, here our weight of bus would be almost 32.6 ton. That means, well, 3,200 times than the weight of bike I have choose. Well, here ETA would be 98%. Well, here point is 1,000 tons. Okay. Well, now let's see what would be going on. Well, 72 hours multiple by square root of 1000. 100 square of 100 is 10. Well, and another is multiple by square root 10. Okay. Now here would be now here points to be note. Well, the travel time would be almost 730 hours. Okay, almost here 730 hours. Well, it is the points. Well, if this is the point, if I would be on the bus to travel 176 kilometers, where the bus weight is almost 1,000 times than the bike. Well, here we can see our travel time would be 730 730 hours. That would be our times. And here as a point is that the distance between me and my grandfather's house is 704 kilometers. That is 4 times than the distance Divya G Tandon mentions, that means 176 kilometers. That means, well, here is points. Okay, and now here we can see just for a word meter moments. Well, and here my travel time would be 2,880 hours. Now let's see what is the meaning of 2,880 hours. Well, oh my Adonai, that is almost 120 days. That means almost the full month. Okay. Well, nowadays, well, I can travel my grandfather's house, where the distance is 704 kilometers and the travel time is 5 hours. How is it possible? Okay. 704 divided by 5. Okay. And well, here we can see my travel time my travel velocity is almost 141 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now here we can see, well, 140.8 divided by 2.45. What is the result? Okay. And here we can say, well, here the point is that our car mileage is that, well, 176 kilometer per 58 liter of petrol. Well, here accordance with the Divya G Tandon, well, the revolutionary motor technology is the mileage of 147 kilometer in 1 liter. Well, and now here I can say that, well, I can say that we can travel 216,000 kilometers. Well, but 1 liter. But for that, here you can say what would be our points? Well, 216,000, well, divided by 2.45. Well, and now here shocking would be that, well, then we have to travel the distance of 216,000 kilometers in 1 liter, where the travel time would be almost 66,164 hours. Well, and it is the reality of science. But when I can say that I can travel 216,000 kilometers in 1 liter, according with Divya G Tandon's, I am a revolutionary woman. But the reality is that I can be shameful for my country in the motor engineering technology. Okay. Now here we can see some points. Well, I can somebody says that he can travel 216 trillion kilometer in 1 liter petrol. Well, and he can be Pakistani or Bangladeshi. But according with Divya G Tandon, the man would be revolutionary. But let me say what is the reality. Well, now we got 66,163. Okay. Here, multiple by 1e9. Well, that means 66 trillion 164 billion hours we have to spend. Well. here we can see 1E9. Uh, well, now here we can see, that means what is the day, well, and what is the year. Well, okay, accordance with the man can say that he can travel 216 trillion kilometer in 1 liter, and accordance with Divya G Tandon, he would be the revolutionary man. But accordance with the science, that would be mostly simple, because his travel time would be almost 11 billion years. Okay. Now, let's get a final points. Okay. Now, here I could let let's get a fine points. Well, the distance between Earth and the Moon is 1 light second. Well, here 3E8. Okay. Well, here we can see what would be the points. 2.45. Well, 1, 2 hours. 30, 365, 24, well, 0.6. Well, here we can say, and now here you can say, well, women can say that she can travel what? Well, a woman can say that she can travel 1 light second in 1 liter. Accordance with Divya G Tandon's, well, okay. Now here we can say, accordance with Divya G Tandon's, well, it is revolutionary that a woman can travel 1 light second in 1 liter of petrol. But let's check it out. What is the reality? Now we know that what is the meaning of 1 light seconds. Well, 1 light second is 3E8 meters. Well, now here we can see. Well, here we can input here 3E8. 8 multiplied by 2 is equal to 16E. Well, 9 is 16E. Okay, now here we can say, well, now let's see what if the that would be, well, weight of bike. And here we can say what would be the points. That would be 72. Well, divided by 176 uh, and multiple by 9 e 16. 9 e 16. Well, and well, that would be almost 210 million hours. That would be 210 million hours. Well, if the weight would be the weight of bike, if the weight would be weight of bus, then the weight of bus would be 1,000 times than the weight of bike. Hence, the problem is that, well, the travel time would be 2 billion 92 million hours. But what if here the weight would be like space rockets? Well, now let me research partially, privately. Okay, where am I? Word of Tesla. Okay. Space X Falcon 9 rocket. Okay, yeah, that is almost 11 kilograms. Okay. Well, here you can see. Now let's divide. Now here we can see what is the divisions of that. Well, 3 to 6 multiple by 11,000 kilograms. Well, here we can say, now the problem is, here we can say, if an American woman say that I can travel, one lakh second in 1 liter of petrol, and if her origin is Indian, according with Divya G Tandon, she would be a revolutionary woman. But what is the reality? Her travel time would be almost 7.1 billion hours. Okay. And that is Divya G Tandon's so-called revolutionary technology. And here I am feeling some doubts that if she really completed the technology study life, or she was proclaimed herself, because here her biography is in the same website. The website previously I have roast Khushbu Patani in education life and the military education life. Okay, here here is the shocking points. I can understand. Okay, now let me tell you that why Divya G Tandon are hating the union. Now let me tell you that why Divya G Tandon are hating the United States of America, and let's find out what is the reason. Okay. Accordance with her last short video, here I can assume that what can be the reason that she would hate the America. Okay. Okay. Now, here is the points that why Divya G Tandon hates talented America as MIT alumni students. Now let's see. Tony Stark developed a bike can run with the velocity of 72% velocity of light. And what is the reality? Well, velocity ratio is between velocity and the velocity of light is 72%. That means 0.72. Capability is 98%. Here, static energy is 1467 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Well, as we know that atom is equal to, well, Einsteinian kinetic energy of the bike, where the weight of bike is 326 kilogram, divided by the weight of artificial sun multiplied by, well, specific heat of artificial sun divided by temperature of artificial sun. Here we can see that we know, well, here specific heat of artificial sun is 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin, and here temperature of the artificial sun is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. And here we know that what would be the weight of artificial sun. That would be 1.3 into 10 to the power negative 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,654 kilograms. Okay. And now, here is the point that why Divya G Tandon hates talented America and supports and promotes the talentless India. Well, India is always talented, but here Divya G Tandon promotes talentless India. Why Divya G Tandon hates talent America? Because now here in the story, the MIT alumni Tony Stark developed a vehicle technology where we can our velocity would be minimum the bike can operate in minimum velocity. And what is the minimum velocity? That would be 72% velocity of light. Well, and here we can see would be the temperature of artificial sun? Well, that would be 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. Well, here is the point, and hence here I can say that this is America, where velocity can be 72% velocity of light, and the temperature, the fuel would be artificial sun, and the temperature of fuel would be 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million degrees Celsius. It is the normal points. Well, and here is the fact that why Americans are going. American NASA is successful. American SpaceX space mission is successful, and here mission Mars is almost successful. Here is points. Now let's talk about the ISRO. Well, where Mangal Abhijan, the mission name of ISRO. Why it is successful? Because they follow and fuel as artificial sun, where velocity is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And on the other hand, here we can see velocity is almost 72% velocity of light. Okay. But now, here we can see what if ISRO would implement the technology of cylinder sink go. Well, the fuel would be petrol. Here are several countries where the fuel of the space rocket is still petrol. But the problem is that, mileage would be 176 kilometers per 1 liter of petrol. Well, now here we can say, now here would be that that look like an impossible because here 7 for 176 176 kilometers. Well, here we can say a space rocket is 11. Okay. Here now I can get help of my points. 72 divided by 326 multiplied by 11,000. Okay. Here the travel time would be almost 2.5 thousand hours. Well, and it is the problematic for me. the point is that in 33 minutes, ISRO can complete the mission Mangal Abhiyan on Mars. What was the reason? The technology was, the ISRO's technology was developed by Tony Stark at the MIT, America. Okay. Well, it is the reason that why ISRO has been successful on mission Mangalavijaan and mission Chandravijaan, and that is also the reason that why Divya G Tandon hates the talented America, and Divya G Tandon said that ISRO cannot make cylinders sing God to survive. Okay. Now here, now it is the point that almost every country use fuel. What is the fuel? The arc reactor of artificial sun with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Well, it is the best technology talented in MIT of the United States of America. Well, now Divya G Tandon cannot say it as revolutionary, but she can say a certain technology as revolutionary, where the certain motor technology was a mileage of 176 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. Okay. Here we are talking about the success of NASA, success of SpaceX, and the success of ISRO. Now let me say that talented American technology, Tony Stark technology. What is the effect? Well, here the effects would be that no more traffic jam. Here we can say because the velocity is fuel is the arc reactor of artificial sun with the temperature of 666 into 10 to the multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius, and the velocity is the 72% velocity of light. Well, hi. Here would be no traffic jam. Almost 5 second, highly 5 second traffic jam per 10 years. That is the reason that why Divya G Tandon hates the talented America. Well, why Divya G Tandon hates the so-called revolutionary technological India? What we can say, they're just disgusting technologies by Cylinder Singh Kaur. Here the technology is just mileage of 176 kilometer in 1 liter. Now we Indian trolls the economy of Pakistan, but the reality is the Pakistani car manufacturer brands would not accept the cylinder sink core technology, so-called self-claimed revolutionary technology. I mean the revolutionary technology claimed by Divya G Tandon. On the other hand, well, Tony Stark technology is accepted by not only Pakistan but also the world. Mercedes, Ford, Jaguar, and Lamborghini, Bugatti, Ferrari, but Tesla, but also Tata Motor companies, and but also the Chinese motor brands. That is why Divya G Tandon state hates the talented American technologies. Since Divya G Tandon is self-claimed Americans, that is the reason that nowadays why world is against India. I mean, that is the reason that why India is, the world is hating India. Okay. Now, just wait for 2 months. Here would be a reports from Russia and China that we Russia hate India's or we China hate India's. That report will be public. What is the point? Because an Indian YouTuber, Divya G Tandon, has a statement about the Indian revolutionary motor technology, where the self-claimed revolutionary motor technology is just a mileage of 176 kilometer in 1 liter of petrol. Okay. Well, a Pakistani woman can say that I can develop a car with a mileage of 30,000 kilometer in 1 milliliter petrol. Oh. And the next day, a Sudanian woman can say that she can develop a motor technology where mileage would be 3 lakh kilometer in 1 nanoliter of petrol. And in the case that one, the world mock them, as well as now, the world even IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, and MIT is mocking on IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Kanpur, IIT Chennai can mock on cylinder sink core, and this is the word that MIT, Oxford University, Israeli Technion can mock on India. Well, even nowadays, that would be the starting point when Chinese Technological University and the Russian Technological University would mock on India just because of Salinder Singh Kaur, the developer of motor technology of the mileage of 176 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. Okay. I think this is the revolutionary that how to destroy the motor industry of India or the motor environment of India. In the way that would be revolutionary. But in the way to develop the motor environment of India, this technology developed by motor technology developed by Salinder Singh Kaur would be recognize the disgusting technology of India. Well, it is the disgusting technology where, none of Pakistani manufactured car brand can accept. Well, Lahorian car manufacturer cannot accept Cylinder Singh or motor technology. Well, the car manufacturer of Karachi cannot accept Cylinder Singh or motor technology. The car manufacturer of Islamabad cannot accept the Cylinder Singh or motor technology. While we Indians are mocking on the economy of Pakistan. But this time, Divya G Tandon support Cylinder Singh or motor technology on the social media like YouTube. That is the reason that why nowadays Americans and the Western country are hating India. Nowadays, here is a way that Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Dubai Sheikh can start hate India. Well, now let's wait 2 months for the short video. Here nowadays there would be a statement both from China and Russia and South Korea and Japan that we Chinese hate India, or we Russian hate India, or we Japan hate India, or we South Koreans hate India. Okay. Because, Divya G Tandon supporting Cylinder Singh for motor technology where mileage is 176 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. That would be the points that why India, why world would hate India? And before Divya G Tandon, here is a probability that we Indians can ensure that world would love India, or at least even Western world starting to hate India. The communist world can love India, but now the short of Divya G Tandon to support cylinder sink or technology where mileage is 176 km in 1 liter petrol, well, the developed communist world, including Mongolia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, and China, would hate India because of the points. And nobody cannot escape from this. Well, stupid. Thanks for your compliments. Well, but legend brother, could you tell me who is stupid? As you think that Robina G Tandon would be stupid. Okay. Well, okay. You have a nice points. I would appreciate you and well, okay. Now, my caption was, Divya G Tandon was the reason provider that why world is against India. And here, I have said properly what was the reason that Divya G Tandon supports a cylinder sink or motor technology where the technology is the mileage of 176 km in 1 liter of petrol. Well, but I think the legend brother is arts student of the Allahabad College as well as cylinder sink core is students of arts college. Okay, somebody is going to report on my live streams, but I am on the truth of way on the live streams. Well, and I would counter her, the haters, my haters. Well, here my haters is the supporter of Divya G Tandon. Okay, the Divya G Tandon supporters would report me, but still I would not be scared and I would fight against Divya G Tandon. supporters as possible. Now let's see what's happened next time. Till see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you. By the way.